Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Soulver Weekly Forecast. I'm your host, Courtney Kassman. Just kidding. I'm James, if you don't know. I'm normally behind the camera, but I thought I would make a special appearance because I am so special myself.
You like to think so.
Yeah. I am the son of the Alison Maiden, after all.
He is, and he is the other half of the Soulver team, of course. Well, actually, there's 4 of us in the team, all equally important. But today we're actually going to be doing something very important, James, because we have recently witnessed something horrific in Australia and unprecedented, where a person actually killed a lot of people in a very major shopping centre in Sydney, and it was a knife attack. It was just horrendous, and look, our hearts go out to everyone affected, and we're sending lots of love and healing as much as we possibly can to all who are still fighting for their lives in the hospital, and to those people who have also passed over and their families. So what we are aiming to do today, James, is this current energy that we're in, as we both know, is a hell of a month. April was always going to be a bad month this year, in the sense of it's very challenging and the energy is very heavy, very intense. Lots of astrological movement, as we have been discussing. There's been a lot more earthquakes. There's been a lot more activity, volcanic activity, as we did predict. But it is also having a major impact on people's mental health. And we want to sort of have a look at the general consensus of how is this going to play out? When can we see this lifting? And is there any danger, of course, of another incident like this happening? So
yeah, and it's, from what it looks like, it has sparked something in people, whether it's a push for better mental health for everyone, getting on board of understanding the wider scope of what may be affecting people.
And maybe getting the governments actually to step up and do something about it too, because for too long now, the mental health in this country has been actually, let's just say, pushed aside and not dealt with. And so what we're actually asking the cards today is this going to be a solution? Is there going to actually be action taken? And hopefully through this tragedy, something positive will come out of it.
Our darling government, always out there helping us. Isn't that right?
Yes. Well, of course, the bottom card is tears and sadness, which have exactly as we have discussed, the terrible sorrow that everyone is feeling. And I don't think anyone that actually watched the forecast that was going out could say that they did not shed a tear, or at least feel like shedding a tear over the events that happened in Bondi Junction. So the tears and sadness card is also internal suffering. And we know that, even though we can look at this as a terrible, terrible incident, but the person that was responsible was suffering, obviously, himself. There has been a lot of talk about the mental health community and how it can be better addressed through this incident. There has been something positive. However, not enough. Not enough is happening. And this card represents that there'll be more tears and sadness to come if things aren't drastically changed in our community. So let's have a look and see what the bottom card is, James. Well, the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is actually surrender. It means relenting. It means sort of giving up, if you like. And I think that this represents what the government's done, in the sense of that it hasn't actually applied enough resources. And in the whole sense of things here, a lot more needs to be done around this. The commitment card over the top of that, and the firm commitment to making changes needs to happen. So as terrible as this incident has been, I think a lot of things are coming to the surface now, which is really going to put the spotlight on these things. And this will not be, unfortunately, an isolated thing. So we are going to start seeing more and more people standing up, I think, and speaking about this. Melbourne is coming to mind very strongly, guys, and I'm really hoping and praying that I'm not picking up on an incident that is about to happen there. Today, we are doing a reading on this. Nothing has happened as far as I know, but please keep an eye out when you are out and about, and make sure that if you're feeling unsafe, please do not go anywhere, okay? Follow your gut instincts on everything.
It wasn't too long after that there was another attack on a church.
A religious leader, yes. Yeah, that was in Sydney as well. Yeah. And it's unfortunate when these sorts of things happen, there are a lot of copycat type of scenarios that go on as well. And look, it's just the way, it's just what, it's the energy, it's how it feels. Everybody sort of gets into that mindset. And if you're unfortunately ready to sort of tip over the edge, then sometimes it does exactly do that. So again, personally, if you're watching this, please always follow your gut instincts on where you're going to be safe, and keep looking around you as well when you're out. And if it doesn't feel right, please don't go, or get to safety, The Tower card in the past, well, it's already happened, unfortunately. These things have already taken place. It can't be undone now. However, using the lessons is the most important thing from this situation. Oh, thank goodness. We've got a good card in the future here, love. So the star card in the future, meaning that good things can come out of this, the wish, the star. Also, resources for helping these people could actually be put to the forefront as well. And so when we're looking at this, there may be, I'm getting goosebumps, there may be a lot more availability for, halfway housing or housing for these people, get them off the streets, help them out, get the medications happening, whatever it takes, let's make it happen. As a community, this needs to be put right up there as far as priority goes. In the home environment, there's a lot of talk. So I'm sure that there's been a lot of people communicating about this amongst themselves. I mean, I know we have at home. We've been talking a great deal about it. We've also been, looking deeply into what we can do energetically to help these people. If you are Reiki channels, if you are healers, you can send energy out there and help to change the dynamic of things just through prayer, even if that's what you do. The more positive energy we can give it, the better. Of course, news outlets are always going to sensationalise everything and make it, a lot worse. But rest assured that these events did happen. It isn't a conspiracy theory. It did happen. I actually personally know people in the area that witnessed it. I do actually feel that there's a lot of that sort of stuff going on too, which upsets me deeply, because people have lost their lives over this, and it is a very serious situation, not something to be taken lightly.
Yeah, don't take everything at face value with anything that we see. And while it is a horrific thing to happen, we still need to do our own research so that we can get our facts straight.
Correct. Exactly. On both sides of the fence there. Now, this is also indicating here that a lot of talk is going on, and as per normal, nothing is really actually actioning or happening. So the Knight of Pentacles, everything sits there waiting. Nothing moves forward. This has got to be where, as the community, we stand up and we actually push the government into doing something. Some action needs to be taken, and it needs to be taken now. Okay?
That's my favourite card.
That's your favourite card? Why, because it represents you.
Yeah, the sit around and do nothing card.
You shouldn't be saying that on TV, but it's like you shouldn't be telling everyone about that.
They won't tell anyone, will you?
Okay. Well, the final card here is the King of Swords. So we do actually have a person of action. A sword is always action, a male. Let's hope this is our Prime Minister. I doubt very much whether he actually tunes into our YouTube channel, but I would hope that the Prime Minister actually does see this as the serious nature that it is, and can actually do something about it. I feel like there will be a male step up here and actually say, yes, we are taking action. Yes, we are applying the right funding. And yes, this is happening. In the meantime, you will see a lot more uniform presence around. So it seems that the police are stepping up and they're actually going to be probably doing something along the lines of somewhere between police and security guards. There's going to be a special kind of force, I think, that will be set out there for the time being, where people are a little bit more armed or a little bit more guarded as to being able to help on the spot and not relying on armed police to come in.
Correct.
This is going to take some time, but look, honestly, there are many different paths that they can take with this one. This one is actually indicating to me that there's so many different ways they can do this that they get caught up on the hows and the whys, which is pretty typical of any government department, unfortunately. Businesses also need to speak up about not only defending their staff and themselves and their businesses, but also the environments that they're working in. And so maybe they also need to speak up to their local politicians about that, and that's going to actually get results. Do you know what it comes down to? Us speaking up as individuals, as business owners, as people using these facilities. We need to actually make a big noise about this, guys, and then something will actually be done to help these poor people who are suffering with mental illness that are just left out on the streets to their own devices. Something needs to happen, and it needs to happen now. Very passionate about this one this week. I really believe we all need to stand together in this.
Heck yes. Well, it's good to see that the future is bright, and that we do need to stand up together because we are in this together. And for you at home, if you are struggling mentally or emotionally, I implore you to please seek help in whichever capacity you can, whether it's psychologically or spiritually. Know that we are all here for each other, and that your problems aren't so little that they can be overlooked. So seek help where you can.
Absolutely. There are helplines. In fact, we'll put some numbers in the comments for you in case you do need to call someone. And understand that your local GP is a really wonderful place to start if you need to start somewhere.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Alison, for that, and showing that, things are kind of crap right now, but they're not going to be that way forever.
They'll get better.
Yeah, that's good. Give me some more optimism.
Good.
All right, so everyone, as per normal, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, little bell, ding it, so you know when we're uploading. All right, now take it easy, leave a comment if you want to talk about anything in particular, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Courtney.
Oh, you're welcome.